Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the topic that has been in news recently, and that is the demand for greater autonomy by the Eastern Nagaland districts. So recently the Eastern Nagaland district, it means not complete Nagaland, the eastern districts of Nagaland, they are demanding greater autonomy or a special status. So let us first of all see the points of discussion. First we will be looking at the news. Then what is the demand for greater autonomy? What is the reason for this demand? What is the current status of the demand? Then what kind of autonomy? And what is the provision for the Regional Council of Eastern Nagaland? And in the end, a prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from GS paper 2 because the article 371A is what we will be discussing. The news talks about the demand for greater autonomy for Eastern Nagaland districts. Now, Eastern Nagaland districts becomes important because if we will go by what directions, so that is north, south, west and east. So if this is Nagaland, then the eastern districts of the Nagaland is demanding greater autonomy. Now, if we talk about Nagaland, then Nagaland is one of the states of one of the northeast states of India and one of the states of 7 sisters. So this is the map of northeastern states of India, and this is Nagaland. The capital of Nagaland is Kohima, and Nagaland shares its eastern border, international border with Myanmar, and the other states with which Nagaland shares its border is northern border with Arunachal Pradesh, southern border with Manipur, and the western border with Assam. So recently what has happened is that the state government of the Nagaland, they have said that they will be forwarding the memorandum which talks about greater autonomy for the eastern districts of Nagaland. 6 eastern districts of Nagaland. In total, Nagaland has 16 districts, and out of these 16, 6 eastern districts are demanding greater autonomy. So the state government will be forwarding the memorandum to the center. And this has been a long time demand for a separate state or a greater autonomy for the region. Now, why this demand for greater autonomy? First of all, look at this map. This is the district-wise map of Nagaland, and if we go by the 6 eastern districts, then these are the 6 eastern districts which talks about or who are demanding the greater autonomy. So, knowing about these 6 districts becomes important. Then the Eastern Nagaland refers to 6 eastern districts of the state, and who are these 6 eastern districts? They are Kifire, Longlang, Mon, Noklek, Shemitor and Tuensang. So these are the 6 districts, and these 6 districts are majorly inhabited by 7 tribes, and these 7 tribes accounts for 30% of the state's population. So 30% of the state's population is what the 6 eastern districts of Nagaland comprises of. Now, who are these 7 tribes? These 7 tribes are Yimkhyung, Phom, Tikhir, Sanctum, Konyak, Chang and Kiam Nyungen. So these are the 7 tribes, and these 7 tribes, they have their own language, they have their own culture, they have their own tradition. So, and they want to preserve these things and they want to take forward these things. So they need greater autonomy so that they can do it. And these districts of Nagaland, they also account for 20 of the 60 seats in the assembly. Now, reason for the separate state. Now, what is the reason that they are demanding the separate state? So, the demand for the separate state of the Eastern Nagaland districts, it is majorly put up by the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization. So, the ENPO, that is Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, is the organization which is taking this matter forward, and this organization is raising this matter again and again. And the reason that they give for asking greater autonomy is the development deficit. The development deficit as compared to other states and also as compared to other regions of the state of Nagaland. They want different laws for themselves. They want more opportunities for them. They want better infrastructure. They want better jobs. So basically the development backwardness is what they are facing as of now. So the lack of development in the region has continued to be the driving force behind the demand for a separate state. Now, what is the current status of this demand? So, the demand has been long back, but as of now, the demand has gotten a push as the ENPO after the Legislative Assembly elections and also the Lok Sabha elections. This demand has been put forward by the state government in front of the center. Then what kind of autonomy are the eastern districts of Nagaland asking? So they are asking for a unique arrangement. This unique arrangement will be called the Frontier Naga Territory. So this Frontier Naga Territory will be within Nagaland and this will be a unique arrangement, and they will have a separate legislature. They can make their own laws, separate executive, whatever laws they make, they can implement it by themselves, and financial powers also they want. So Frontier Naga Territory, separate legislature, executive and financial powers. Now provision for a regional council of Eastern Nagaland. Provision for a regional council of Eastern Nagaland. So Nagaland was carved out from Assam in the year 1963. So Nagaland was formed in the year 1963 and special constitutional provision was provided. And this special constitutional provision was provided under the Article 371A of the Indian Constitution. So under Article 371A, special provisions were provided, which includes provisions for the protection of Naga customary law. So the customary law of Nagas was protected. Then both the agreement and Article 371A have a provision for the then undivided Tuengsang district, which later became the 6 present districts. So as of now, the 6 present districts which are demanding greater autonomy, in earlier time, these six districts were one district, and these 6 districts came out of the Tuengsang district, and this to be governed directly by the governor. So this district was to be governed directly by the governor owing to its relative backwardness as compared to the other regions. So relative backwardness was the main region, and this development deficit is the present region as of now also. Then the agreement provided for this arrangement for 10 years. 10 years means that it was formed in the year 1963, Nagaland. It carved out from Assam. So 10 years becomes 1973. Then the Article 371A, it talks about, it provided for a regional council. It provided for a regional council for the Tuengsang district, and this regional council consisted of 35 members. So in total, regional council was there. This regional council consisted of 35 members, and this regional council was looking into the matter of how the district would be governed. Then this would nominate members to the Legislative Assembly. Now this regional council also has the power to nominate people to the Legislative Assembly. And this system was done away by the end of 10 years in the year 1973. And after this, only the first Legislative Assembly election took place in the state. So this was about the provision of the regional council. You need to remember Article 371A, that it is under the Article 371A that the regional council was provided. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. The Manipur became part of India on which year? 1948, 1949, 1950 or 1951? So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.